The Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, will be meeting with Lloyd tomorrow at some point during the day. And many people are interpreting this as a sign that perhaps Israel's response to Iran may be delayed simply because there is going to be further coordination with the U.S. Discussions will be had about the scale of the operation. You'd have to think, given it will likely be an elaborate operation, the help of the U.S. in some shape or form, even if it's just operational, is necessary for them to enact the reprisal. Interestingly enough as well, it's noted that on Sunday evening, for a brief amount of time, just a couple of hours, the flights over Iranian airspace was completely stopped, but now air flights have resumed again, which signal that perhaps, again, there is an expectation that this reprisal is perhaps going to come later on during the week and not imminently. But in terms of what we're hearing, interesting to note that the defense minister himself in an interview said all options were on the table. Opposition leader from Israel said that they would be open to attacking Iranian oil infrastructure. And we know also from comments that President Biden delivered last week that they are against Israel directly targeting nuclear infrastructure or even oil infrastructure because of the potential for this blowing up into a wider scale conflict and, of course, the impact it could have on oil prices as well. On Iran's side, we also had comments from the Iranian foreign minister this morning saying enemies know what Israeli infrastructure is in our reach. Any attack on Iran is to be met with more powerful response. So more rhetoric coming from Iran.
So, Joumanna, that's sort of the high-level talks, right? What is actually happening on the ground in the various different countries?
Yes, well, yesterday we were talking about the marking of October 7, and many commemorative ceremonies were held around the world, from Beijing to Berlin to the U.S. President Biden had a ceremony to mark the event as well in honor and commemoration of those whose lives were lost. But equally on the ground, as we were reporting yesterday, the conflict is still very much present and intensifying. Yesterday, throughout the course of the day, Hamas fired rockets into Tel Aviv. Most of them were intercepted. Equally, IDF say about 135 rockets were fired from Hezbollah into northern Israel, into Haifa. Most of them also intercepted as well. And this morning, the IDF are saying that they're adding another division to the ground operations that are taking place in the southwestern part of the country. They've also warned Lebanese citizens in the southern part of Lebanon to stay clear of the coast because of imminent participation by the Israeli Navy as well. And so what's very clear here is, even though Israel has said that these are limited ground raids, the war or the conflict in that part of the region clearly seems to be expanding and moving further north away from the border.